It's a cold, cold, rainy day here in Texas. Rain. Trying to make sure my alerts. What's up, everybody? It's me, the infamous Kiki. Just got back from the gym. Trying to get this on straight. I'm not even gonna worry about my rough. This is why I call my rough out here. But welcome, y'all. Welcome, welcome, welcome to my live stream. I know you probably most of you guys are gonna watch this whenever it re-airs. Sorry, y'all look like this, but gym time. Gym time is always fun time, right? Right. Okay. So I've been watching the stuff about Jonathan Majors just lately. Like if you don't know who Jonathan Majors is, okay, first of all, Jonathan Majors is a actor. He started his way up in a few movies. You can go online and look at his Wikipedia and IMDb. And I knew him from a movie called, I think, The Brother from San Francisco or something like that. Anyways, a San Francisco movie that he starred in, like, it was a while ago. And then I'm a huge Jonathan Majors fan. Like, I liked him in the movies that he'd been in, the things that he'd been in. Lovecraft Country is kind of what propelled him. And then which was a TV show on HBO, that kind of propelled his career. I can't talk today, but Lovecraft Country that was on HBO. It only aired for one season, but I would say kind of like Jonathan Majors is black famous because at first, and then the only reason that a lot of white people know him is because he was chosen to be Kang the Conqueror in the Marvel universe, and he's been in the the MCU movie. And y'all, if y'all know me, I'm a big Marvel comic MCU fan. I watch Loki. He was in the TV show Loki. And Kang the Conqueror was one of my favorite villains. And so as to what's going to happen with that, I don't know. But he got into an altercation with his girlfriend about a couple of months ago. And he got arrested on DV. I can't say the word, but domestic altercation. Let's put it that way, because I can't. Apparently, we can't say DV in on YouTube. So he went to jail. And of course got out the same day. And then now there's a trial. And so now the verdict is supposed to be read today, probably later on today. And so there's been a lot of stuff, of course, that has come out of the woodwork since then about Jonathan Majors. There's ex-girlfriends that have came forward saying that he was abusive. There's been text messages released. There's been voicemails. The police released a video of her chasing him. Apparently they were out together somewhere. I mean, and then they were outside the car, and then they got into some kind of scuffle. And then there's a grainy surveillance video. You can look this all up online. But Jonathan Majors, the reason why I drew so much attention is because he got a big Marvel contract, and he is one of the really like up and coming young uh actors, a very talented. He was in Creed 2, Creed 3, very talented. I'm a Jonathan Majors fan. When Lovecraft came, I was like, okay, yes, this man is talented. I said, train, he worked his way up through Hollywood and paid his due. So I give a brother that. So I ain't got no shade or nothing about him. But when these allegations came out, I guess we'll see today, because I think they got him for like criminal trespassing, something a misdemeanor for, physical violence or something. It's a bunch of charges that the DA decided to pursue. And she tried, the girlfriend, her name is Grace Jabari. And I don't know how long he's been with her. I think he's been with her for a while. And she's not famous or anything. She's just a regular person. And they've been um after this, of course, they broke up, because she tried to call walk back charges in the beginning, but they was like, okay, girl, you too late now. You didn't got him in trouble. So they released some text messages, which the prosecution released them. So, and it was pretty shocking. Like, the text messages were her saying, well, maybe I should have said I bumped my head, or maybe I shouldn't have called the police, or maybe I made too much of this. it did not look good. Like anytime, you're sending text messages to your man and you're like, maybe I shouldn't have called the police, or I should have said I ran and I bumped my head or fell down the stairs or ran into the pole. Obviously, something happened, and this has not been the first time. Um, and then there's video released of them scuffling in front of the car and then him taking off running and she running after him. That's not a good look for her either. At all. But from what I know, I can tell that they had some kind of toxic ass relationship. Now, recently today, I listened to an audio that somebody took of him. I guess he's talking to her. I guess she probably took the audio because she probably knew something was wrong. Or him talking to her, and he was like, "Well, I'm an actor, and we're supposed to do this together, and I want you to be like Coretta Scott King or Michelle." Like she's a child. Like, this is the plan. And I don't know what she did because it's kind of mumbled like you can't hear. I don't know if she embarrassed him while they were out somewhere or she said something when they were out that embarrassed him. I don't know really what the issue was. I mean, he's not yelling and screaming at her, but the tone in the audio was very like, what? Like he talking to her and lecturing to her while she sniffles and she's like, I understand. Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah. I'm like, girl, what? Like if that was my child, I would have a heart attack. If my kid here being lectured to and talked to like she's a kid and condescending, like, well, we have a plan and I'm an actor and I'm doing this for my race and I'm doing this for my people. And I understood what he was saying, the gist of what he was saying. But it was just the tone that kind of had me like, what? It was what? Like it was kind of weird. It was weird. Like it gave me a feeling of like, okay. So some people were saying online like, oh well, it didn't sound that bad. Some people were saying it sounded awful. Some people were like, and I said it sounded bad because I I've never had a man talk to me like that. Like I've never had a man sit there and talk to me like I'm a child and sit there and condescending to me. And that's something I don't like. I don't like when people talk down to me like they're my parent. Like even when my parents were alive, they didn't talk to me. I feel like you can come to me and have a conversation without having that tone or the way he just, well, you should know better. Like it was like the way I talk to my child if my child did something. I wouldn't even talk. I take that back. I would have more respect for my kid and more gentle care. Well, I think with my child, I don't think I would even talk to my kid. And then he said something in there like, well, my temper and I get angry or something to that effect. And I'm like, okay. So the moral of the story through this whole thing for me is a few things. Number one, men like crazy women. Not all men. I'm not trying to throw all men under the bus. But there are men and women, but for this case and instance, there's a narrative out there that, women date bad boys and women can date throwed off crazy men. Yeah, that does happen. That women can date men that will hurt them mentally, emotionally, physically, bad boys and stuff like that. But that is out there. There's memes about that. There's movies about that. There's TV shows. They have a whole Disney Channel specials about women who like bad boys, who like the aloof guy, who like the F boys. Y'all know what I'm talking about, the F boys and stuff like that. And I explained to y'all why in my other videos why that happens, because 9 times out of 10, those are the dudes that are really good looking, and women, we like attractive men. We fall for attractive, sexy men. We like attractive men. And unfortunately, a lot of the bad boys have been told that they're good looking. A lot of the egotistical narcissists have been told that they're good looking, and they know they're good looking, and they know what they can get away with women. They have charisma, they have charm, and that works to and that kind of goes hand in hand a lot of times with their personality. Because if you have people telling you how cute you are, how good looking you are, you got all these women following you, your attitude is going to follow along with that. The same thing for women. There are women that have been told all their life that they look good and they cute and they all that. And guess what? Them women, they think they all that. And they treat men like, I don't need you. I can go get me another one. That's the attitude you have. It depends on how a person was raised in the upbringing. But again, what I'm saying is that the narrative, what misses out there, that's not out there, is that men like crazy women. I'm not saying this Grace Jabari. I'm not saying she's crazy. I don't know her. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying crazy, like mental health issues, kind of crazy. Well, that too. But volatile, overly emotional, reactive women. Not all women are like that. I ain't never put dude in my life. I don't know any woman that's ever that I don't know many women who have. I don't hang around women like that. But there are men out there that they choose a certain type of woman um over and over and over again. This Grace Jabari, she sounds like she may, from what I know, they've had a toxic, volatile relationship. And acting, it kind of seems like she's the placating type. She's the type that would run after a motherfucker down the street in New York at night. She seems like the type that would do that. I wouldn't do that. I ain't never run after no man in my life. I mean, I was like, is she running after this dude? There are men who like that. They like women who do the most, and then they complain about them. Oh man, this chick crazy. Oh man, she crazy. She tried to cut up my clothes and key my car and kick my dog. Okay, well, why are you still with her then? Wait, so that's number one. Men like There are men out there, not all of them, but they like volatile, clingy, overly emotional, doing the most kind of women because they equate that kind of attention with love. And that narrative doesn't get out there enough because there's a narrative that women, we choose crazy. No, men choose crazy too. They may complain about it more, but then they still go home with that crazy bitch. So that's number one. Number two, fellas, I have to say, if you have money and talent, and you don't have to be famous like Jonathan Majors or be in the next MCU movie, but I feel like if you have talent and you have things going on for yourself and you're educated and you're handsome and you have things going on, stop getting with low life bitches. Men will get with low life chicks, and I'm not trying to downgrade nobody. I'm not trying to hate on nobody. But I know dudes who have education, got a nice apartment, a car, and they over there going with some girl from the Walmart. Now I'm not trying to disparage you if you work at Walmart, girl. Do your thing. But they will get with hood rat ghetto chicks that that'll fight a motherfucker in a minute. You know what I'm saying? They get with these girls, and I'm just like, why are you with this girl? Like what? That has nothing. They have no education. They have no life. They have like two or three kids by two or three different baby daddy. Like, why, if you have things going on in your life? I'm not saying this Grace Jabari was like that. But I don't know what she does for a living. I don't know what she did. But if you have a toxic relationship on top of that, then the fact that the woman that you with ain't really doing nothing with her life, then fellas, stop fucking around with these women just because they cute, just because they attractive, just because they give it up easily. Y'all, and then y'all end up getting hurt. And then y'all want to come up and be bitter and be mean and be like, I don't like women because women do. Well, what kind of women are you choosing? Like, are you choosing the low hanging fruit? Like I tell the women, are you choosing why ain't y'all listening to Poison? Never trust a big butt and a smile. That girl is poison. like y'all fall for this. I just get amazed every day how simple, how easily men fall for this. That, oh, I get to sleep with her. Oh, she cute. Oh, okay. That's next thing you know, this bitch is at your house eating up all your fruit snacks. And then you complaining about her. Cause she looking at you like, where the money at? Didn't you get paid today? Well, I need a new outfit. Myself and my baby needs some clothes. Well, all women, they're greedy. No, because the women these are the women you've chosen. Well, women are like that. No, it's the women that like that. Not all. There are successful, attractive, intelligent, nice, calm women out here who just want a nice, calm life. So yeah, I would say number. But I'm like, it just seems like she is kind of like and maybe he wants a regular smuggler woman, but it kind of seemed like he wanted a doormat too. Like she seemed kind of docile and submissive and like, well, because I wouldn't let no man talk to me like that. But girl, that's on her. And number three, if you have a lot to lose, you have more to lose in the relationship and get out of a toxic relationship. Jonathan Majors, obviously has issues and he needs to need to be in therapy. So that's my point. Get help and get therapy before you lay up and play house with somebody. Y'all, please, please. I mean, as someone who knows this firsthand, who have chosen not so great men to be with. I married a great man. He died, and I've dated a bunch of not so great men for various reasons, and that I picked men and settled for men that I shouldn't have been with. And men, you guys should not settle as well. Stop settling. Stop settling. Stop letting your hormones and your eggplant override, supersede your mind. You know, that's it. Like the woman you may be involved with, she got a baby daddy. She may be still married. She's staying in a house that's in her baby daddy's name. She just went to go see her ex last week. But y'all will sit here and put up with this nonsense, and then y'all will look down on women for putting up with men's nonsense. Y'all men put up with a lot of nonsense. Y'all men put up with a lot of shit, and I'm just like, and then y'all get online and be bitter and badmouth women, and I'm just like, but you put up with it. You don't have to. Now it's a different situation if y'all married or she has your baby. Jonathan Majors don't have no kids with this woman, and so you really don't have to put up with it. Or you can break up, go to court, figure that out, settle that, and move on. But don't even have babies with these types of women. And like I said, I'm not trying to drag Grace Jabari because I don't know her, so I'm not trying to speak about really their situation. It's just that regular everyday people get involved in these domestic situations. They get involved. I've seen it. I've seen it in my family and my friends. Not a lot. Never with me. I've never been in a domestic situation. I've never put my hands on nobody, and nobody ever put their hands on me. God forbid. But I've never been in that kind of toxic relationship where we're arguing outside. We're fighting all the time. We're fighting inside. We're cussing at each other. Someone's chasing down someone. We're pushing. We're shoving. We're scuffling. You MF, you son of a, like, if that's your relationship, get out of the relationship. Get therapy. Get help. If Jonathan Major sound like he had some sort of temper issue, he should have got help for that temper issue. Stop playing house with people when you are not ready to deal with another human being. Dealing with another human being can be great, can be good, can be fun, can be fulfilling, but it also can be hard, and it can be frustrating, and it can be sad, and it can be toxic, and it can be devastating. So there's two sides to every coin in every relationship. And then when you start to see to the point where things are getting physical, then you really need to get out. Both of you, the male and the woman, y'all both need to get out. And both therapy. I don't know how many times I have to push this. Get in a direction, especially when it comes to dealing with relationships. If the rest of your life is okay and you're like, I'm having a hard time with my relationship life, then you need to go see a relationship coach, or go seek a therapist or something like that. Because if that is the area of your life where you see that you are failing, or there's things that are coming up that you realize you're having a hard time dealing with, then maybe there's some childhood traumas, maybe there's adult traumas. Who knows? I can't diagnose Jonathan Major. I don't know how he grew up or what situation he grew up in. It may be a chemical imbalance. It may be something out there. But there are a lot of angry people out there with temper. And I had an MFer. I've had friends like that will go out ready to fight somebody. Husband and wife, and they like, well, I'll beat the MFer up. I kick his ass. Girl, what? Like, if you're that angry, you need to get help. And there's nothing wrong with there's nothing wrong with reading a book, or there's nothing wrong with watching some couple of documentaries from reputable therapists. There's nothing wrong with sitting down on a Zoom call or in person and talking to somebody about your problems or your issues, or you just don't know why you do certain things. I had to go on a journey of self-discovery as well. Why do I pick men like this? Why do I feel like this? Why do I feel like I need to do this? Correct it and fix it, and hopefully be able to move on and recognize it before it's happening, and move on with your life. That's the point of counseling and therapy. And more people everybody needs to be in some kind of counseling or therapy just to get through the world that we live in, just to get through the lives that we've lived in, just to get through. Some of us have really bad childhood traumas. Some of us have really adult trauma. Some of us been through some bad divorces, bad relationships, everything. Some of us are going through issues with our families, with our kids, with our friends, with our pets. I mean, whatever it may be. Counseling can help. But I just feel so sad to have such a talented, seemingly, you know, talented, attractive, intelligent black man, to have his career going to be ruined for something that he could have stopped. It's not her fault. It's he could have stopped it. He's an adult in this situation as well. Both of these people could have stopped it. But considering he had so much to lose, he could have got out of this relationship and ended with her a while ago. And like I said, you can't tell me this is the first time they've got into it, or got into a scuffling match, or had some kind of altercation, or it's got it heated between those two. From the text messages and the things that I've read, go look at them and read them online. This is not the first time that this has happened to him with his girlfriend, now ex-girlfriend. And so if he would have just ended the relationship a long time ago, he would have been Kang the Conqueror. He would have moved on with his career. He would have kicked her out the penthouse or whatever. And he could have been on to finding him a different woman to be with, or getting help, getting therapy before he got into the next relationship, and would have saved his career. It would have saved his money. It would have saved his life. And I'm sure he can make some sort of a comeback, hopefully, because this situation, it wasn't as bad as Ezra Miller. And I don't know if Ezra Miller gonna come back, but I just a word to the wise, the people out there, men and women, do not let yourself get caught in these situations, because if you go to jail, for us regular folks, if we go to jail or spend time in jail, we don't have the money to bond ourselves out. We don't have the money to miss time off of work. Most of us, we got kids to take care of, a job to take care of. So we don't have time to be going back and forth through court and restraining orders. And I mean, I like I said, God forbid, I've never had a relationship like this, and I never ever want to be in this situation. But I've seen it, and I've seen it quite a few times, with various people in my life. And it's just sad, and it's just sad, and it's not worth it. Real love shouldn't be crazy. And if you get one of these people who get off on the adrenaline, because there's people who get off on this, who love the drama, love the adrenaline. They love to fight. It releases oxytocin and adrenaline in their system, and it makes them feel like their relationship is alive because they fight all the time. And they always got to have a volatile relationship because that makes them feel loved and cared for. There's something wrong with you. That's sick. Just don't do it. So that's what I have to say today about the Jonathan Majors situation. I just have to comment because I'm watching these videos and listening to these tapes, and I'm just like, something's tainted in the sauce. And I know there are going to be people out here quick to defend him because he's a black male, and black men have been misaligned and mistreated and accused of things that they haven't been accused in the court system. And black men, of course, traditionally get heavier sentences than other groups and races, and all that is true. But I'm not quick to defend somebody just because they black, or just because they're a black man. Like, I have to know what the situation and circumstances, because some situations and circumstances is warranted. Now, do I think he should go to jail for a year because of this? No. I mean, make him pay a fine, put him on probation or something. And then hopefully he'll learn from this and just move on. Do I think he should, lose his Marvel contract and all that? I don't know. I can't really speak on that. I had to put some more thought into it. But I don't think this man should be sitting up in jail. Just like I didn't think Juicy Smollett should be sitting up in jail either for what he did. Make him pay a fine. He shouldn't have. Juicy Smollett, he just took it too far though. He decided to go to trial and fight it when he could have just, this could have all been done with, and he could have been on his career. But Juicy Smollett got sentenced the other day too. I think his bond got revoked or something, so he has to go to jail. And I'm just like, they gave him an opportunity to pay a fine and move on. So Jonathan Majors, hopefully he'll be all right. And like I said, I just hate to see someone who's one of my favorite actors and so talented that this happens to him. But this is not a setup. This is not something by the man. This is just somebody who keeps getting volatile relationships with females and don't know how to quit. And so Jonathan Majors fucked around and found out. That's basically FAFO. He fucked around and found out that, that you can only keep things under wrap so long. It only takes one incident to ruin your career. Sometimes people forever. One mistake, one incident, one fight with a female or a dude, and then it'll ruin, one slap like Chris Rock and Will Smith. Sometimes it takes one thing to just mess up your entire life that you go back and be like, I shouldn't have did that, because cooler heads should have prevailed, and you realize you shouldn't have did that. So hopefully Jonathan Majors will be okay. Hopefully he'll learn from this and be by himself for a while and go on a self-discovery of discovering himself. He can go to bed with any woman he wants to. I tell men that. Jonathan Majors is a good-looking guy for him. He can have any woman he wants. He can go to bed with women and be like, okay, get out. Sometimes you have to go to bed with women and then be like, get out. Sometimes you have to live that type of life. If you know that being in a relationship is not for you, then sometimes you just have to scratch. Like I said before, I'm an opponent for just having FWB, casual hookup relationships, as long as you're doing it safely, as long as you're not bringing unwanted fun babies into this world, as long as you're not hurting anybody and being completely honest about what you want. I have no problems with people hooking up, doing whatever they do, as long as they're protected, safe, not bringing babies into this world, not getting diseases, not tricking anybody, not drugging anybody. As long as you enter in a consensual relationship with adults and you know it is what it is, I have no problems with people not doing relationships and just doing physical intimacy with another adult. And you just go from woman to woman to woman, to man to man to man to man. If that's what you want, if that's you feel that what you need in your spirit in order to get by, then hey, I'm like, go with God. I don't even believe in God, but go with God. Bao con Dios. Then do you. Then sometimes that is necessary. If you feel like the physical is really what you want. If physical intimacy is your big thing and not emotional intimacy, then go do it. So, but anyway, y'all have a good day. Bye.